Hi, my name is Fawzia Iftikhar. I am a paralegal in the criminal injuries team at Irwin Mitchell. I deal with putting in claims to the Criminal Injuries Compensation Authority, which is a government scheme which is set up to compensate victims of violent crime. So if you've suffered from a traumatic brain injury through no fault of your own after being attacked, you may be entitled to some compensation from the Criminal Injuries Compensation Authority, which I'll be referring to as CICA for short. So there are some eligibility requirements which you'd have to meet in order to be able to claim to the CICA. So I'll be taking you through the time limits. So usually from the date of the incident occurring, you'd have 2 years to put a claim in to the CICA. However, they may consider some exceptional circumstances, which I'll be going through now. So for example, if you've been in a coma or very poorly in hospital following your incident, you may be able to claim beyond the 2-year time limit, and the CICA may waive the 2-year time limit in that circumstance. If you've been attacked whilst you are under the age of 18, the 2-year time limit wouldn't run up until your 18th birthday, so you'd have up until just before your 20th birthday to put a claim in. If somebody's lost their mental capacity following traumatic brain injury and they may never regain their capacity, in that circumstance there may be no time limit, as you've not been able to claim because you've not had the mental capacity to be able to do so. If somebody's suffered some psychological injuries following their brain injury and have not been mentally well enough to be able to put a claim in, the CICA may waive the 2-year time limit in this circumstance if that can be backed up by medical evidence, for example in medical notes and records that somebody's not been mentally well enough to put a claim in. That could be an exceptional circumstance. Just another couple of points to run through. If you advise to the CICA in an application that you weren't aware that you could put a claim in, or you weren't aware of the CICA scheme, unfortunately the CICA would not see that as a valid reason to delay in claiming, and it could result in the application being rejected. If, for example, you have suffered a brain injury and you've been made an award of compensation by the CICA, but you've medically deteriorated, for example, if you've developed epilepsy, number of years down the line, number of months down the line from when you've been made an award of compensation and accepted it, you may be able to get the claim reopened on medical grounds because you've medically deteriorated following acceptance of your award. And just another thing to quickly run through, if the police investigation is ongoing after you've suffered a brain injury, the police might advise not to pursue a claim until the criminal case has concluded, which is ideal, but this would not be seen as a good reason to delay in claiming. So that's just a few points to be aware of when putting in a claim to the Criminal Injuries Compensation Authority, and some exceptional circumstances that might apply. So thank you very much for watching this video, and hopefully you found it useful.